Good morning. Hi, welcome back to Two Tall Stitchers. If you're new, thanks for dropping by. Hope you stay and subscribe and come back and share with us. And I don't know what I'm saying.
If you've been here before.
If you've been here before. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. We're delighted to see you again. I'm Carol. This is my daughter, Jennifer. And we have a floss tube that talks about lots of different things, mostly cross stitch, knitting, quilting,
whatever crazy things
whatever
you say.
whatever comes
Yes.
into our mind. Sometimes you get to see people sneaking around, or you get to hear a dog bark, or you get to see the princess, or so stick around. You never know what you're going to find.
Yes.
But we're delighted you're back, and it's a beautiful day here in Indiana. It's low humidity, which is one of the things I love. And you sleep with the windows open. It's sunny. It's really, really nice. A couple really nice days. And they had good weather for the race too.
Yep.
And they had a great flyover and stuff. So that was neat. So anyway, okay, let's move on.
Why don't you tell us about your quilt of the day?
My quilt of the day. This was a mystery quilt that I did in 2007. Seven. It says 7 on the label.
Oh, then that's when you did it.
Okay. And I embroidered the label, so I know. This was a mystery quilt, and this was my focus fabric. And then
they may not be able to see, but it's a floral. Like a blue, yellow, red floral.
Yeah.
Really pretty.
It's really pretty. And then this is a, this is a soft. No, this is more like a marble.
Marbled or
these are pretty much marbles. They read like solids.
Yeah.
But this was a mystery quilt, and what you do with a mystery quilt is they initially give you out fabric requirements. And I had another one, which I don't know if I've shown, the orange one, where
no, I don't think you've shown.
Yeah, I have another one, but they'll tell you like this would be a good place to use a stripe, or this would be a place for a solid, or if it's directional, you need more fabric, that kind of stuff. So that's the first thing you get is all the fabric. So I went to the store.
You need for this. I think it was like 4 fabrics.
Yeah.
And A is next to B, but you don't know what the blocks are going to look like. So you get an idea.
The floral was my focus fabric, and I picked out the others, and I love it. And then I did a flange boarding with border, which is when you fold a piece of fabric in half, and it's stitched into your border, but it's free form. It's not attached to the quilt. And so, I did this one a long time ago, and I was really proud of it.
And probably Paul Wyckoff quilted it. It's custom quilted. It has like daisies in the yellow and also in the border. It's really pretty quilting. And this is a wall quilt, a small one. And where do you usually hang it up?
Either in the hallway outside the half bath, or over the railing, going upstairs where a lot of my quilts are stored. So
that's a fun one. I made this one too. But my fabrics didn't work out.
Oh,
and
I remember.
So I have to think about what I did. I wound up, I called it the mystery quilt redo when I blogged about it, because I had to take it apart and kind of redo it. And it turned into a baby quilt for one of the girls that was in my Girl Scout troop growing up, has 3 kids, and I've given her quilts for each of her 3 kids, so it became the baby quilt for her youngest, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
have to go back
who's now a high schooler, going into high school, I think. So but because again, you kind of don't know how it's all gonna look, and when I put mine all together, it kind of looked obnoxious. I can't even remember now.
I don't remember that at all. Yeah.
I'll see if I can find a picture of mine. I will pull it, and we will stick a picture in so you can see what mine from the same pattern looks like. Yeah.
And I'll save my orange one to show you another time.
But because that's a different
mystery.
Yeah.
But it'll just show you, like
and I did that one too. So we should both
have
show
to look
on
for
the
yours.
same day.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yammer.
All right.
Okay.
Good quilt. It's a pretty one. Okay, life updates. Since we were here last, we went on our quilt retreat.
Yes.
We had a great time. We enjoyed seeing Janie, who came over to visit one morning, and she brought us a lovely bag of goodies. So thank you, Janie.
And some special things, which we really like. Thanks, Janie.
Yes. And then we got to see Terry again. Hi, Terry. And we met Cindy and her sister. Sorry, Cindy's sister. I can't remember your name. And Elizabeth and Kathy.
Nancy.
Is it Nancy?
I think it's Nancy.
Okay.
I hope it's
All
Nancy.
right. Cindy, if it's not Nancy, we're just going to pretend it is because I know you have lots of sisters. So hopefully one of them is Nancy. And then Elizabeth and Kathy. And then we were at Lolly's, which is the quilt shop there, and somebody said, do you guys have a Flosstube? But we didn't get your name. So hi to you if you're watching us again. It was fun.
That was a pleasant surprise.
In Lolly's.
It's nice to say hi.
Yes. So
nice to say hi.
Yeah. So we had a good time at retreat.
We'll show you more of what we did at the end so that if you don't want to watch retreat stuff, you can just sign off.
We'll do all the stitching stuff and then we'll grab our retreat projects. And then last weekend was Memorial Day weekend, and my husband and the kids and I went down to Evansville and spent the weekend with my cousins. And we went to Holiday World, which is a small amusement park in southern Indiana. And I was really impressed. It was really nice. And my son rode big roller coasters for the first time. I didn't tell you this yet, when he got in line for the first roller coaster, he was like white. He was so
really
nervous because he's ridden little kid roller coasters, but we haven't been to an amusement park in several years. And he was real quiet, and he was just I said, are you okay? But he did great. He had a good time and discovered he really enjoys roller coasters.
Didn't get that from me.
So we had a good day and just a good time with cousins. It's nice to spend some time with family, and and then other than that, I'm getting ready. We leave a week from today. I will be on the road, probably somewhere in Ohio, maybe into Pennsylvania. No, we'll still be in Ohio with my Girl Scout troop. We're going to Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. for almost a week, and trying to get all the final details nailed down, and super excited about that trip. So
that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I haven't done much, but they finally started working on my house after 25 years. Parts start falling off and everything, and my chimney was kind of not in great shape, and I'm in no condition to repair a chimney, which even if I were in condition, that would not happen.
I don't think we'd let you out there.
No, and so I'm having a lot of repair work done, so it's been a little noisy around here this week, but that's fine. Driving the dog crazy. I'm like, you saw them yesterday, and he's like, I don't care, I'm still going to bark at him. So it's been, they're not supposed to come today, but if the dog starts barking in the middle of this, you'll know they showed up. But
and then I can't remember if when we recorded last time your stitch group had started meeting live again at the old place, your favorite place.
At the bank. Yeah, we did, and I got to go to stitch group again this week, and that's so neat to be back together with everybody. Yeah. And hopefully my Quilt Bee, we have work day on the first Monday of every month, so that's coming up on Monday, and then hopefully we'll get back to meeting on a regular basis. COVID just screwed up everything for everybody. Socially
trying to get back into the
family wise and everything else, because after 2 years, you kind of you kind of have saved dates along the way, like every Wednesday is stitch group and the first Monday is work day, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I have a doctor's appointment, or whatever, because you haven't been, so
you're out of the swing of
yep so hopefully we're going to get things going again, so that should be good.
But the good news that came out of COVID is we started our Flosstube.
Yes,
because we wouldn't we probably never would have done this if it wasn't for COVID.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Since we couldn't go anywhere.
Right. That's really when I started watching a lot of Flosstube, was during COVID. Yeah. I feel like there's one other update that I was going to share. Oh, no. I just want to say thank you very much for all the nice comments on the princess's visit last time, and her new sassy little haircut, and her diamond paintings. She has been diamond painting like crazy. She mentioned she's watching Chicago Fire, I think. Every day, she started her summer job now. She's working at a day camp. And every day when she comes home, after she showers and just chills out for a little bit, she sits there at her desk and she's diamond painting and watching episodes. So she's actually finished an entire new diamond painting since you saw her 3 weeks ago. And she started on another one that she's like halfway through. So she's having a blast. Yeah.
She's crazy.
Yeah. So thanks again for all your nice comments there.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we jump into questions? So last time our question for you was how long you stitch on a piece. And it was very fun, as always, to read the answers. And when you start to put things together, like we asked how many whips do you have and some of that, like this starts to make sense. But here's how we did. So I broke it into a couple of categories. So I'll just go by length of time and tell you how many instead of who did the most. So we had 8 people who said they usually stitch on something for a day or even less than a day. Some people said they pick up something, work on it for a few hours, and then they're done, move on to something else.
Ooh.
And I just want to say I'm jealous of all you people who are retired and said I can stitch for 4 or 5 hours a day. I'll be there someday.
No, then we'll have a shop.
Yeah, true. Well, then, I guess I'll be working. But, oh, yes. And did you see Beth's comment? So my friend Beth is also a stitcher, and this is our new idea for our retirement plan, because we're probably both going to retire within a few years of each other, is that we're going to open a cross-stitch shop. And she said we'll call it 3 Tall Stitchers, and you can have the Employee of the Month parking space. So that was fun. Okay, so back to the stats. So 8 people said they stitch on something usually just for a day. And then the next category was kind of a few days up to a week, and we had 16 people there. So a lot of you who stitch on something for a couple of days. 6 people who said they stitch on something for a week or 2. So longer than a week, but not a whole month. 1 person who rotates a project each month. Wow. And then these were the fun ones. 30 people said they stitch on something until it's done. So they might have 2 projects that they kind of go back and forth, like one in the morning, one in the evening, or one on the weekends, one during the week, but they stitch it until it's done. So that was our number 1 by far. And then the next group behind that was no set rotation.
Yay.
I do what I want when I want, and that was 26 people. And the subset of that, which really made me laugh, 7 people who used the same words, like, I stitch on something till I get bored or till I get tired of it, and then I put it away. And several people talked about putting projects in timeout, so that was very fun. So yeah, it seems like some of the themes people break up, like if they work on big projects, they'll break up and work on a small in between. Judy shared that she stitches on things on certain dates, like her birthday is, I think she said the 20-something. So the 25th of each month, she stitches on holiday things. Oh, so wow. Every 25th, she stitches on Christmas. And then whatever the other day was, she stitches on her birthday. So like your birthday's the 29th, so the 29th of each month you would stitch on one specific like project, birthday project. So that was kind of fun. And then several people talked about WIPGO. WIPGO is not something that either of us has participated in, but it is started by another Flosstuber. I think Jessie Marie is her name. And it's like a bingo board, and you put 25 projects on it. And the idea is they're whips. We probably don't, I don't carry 25 whips. You don't either. Yeah. So. And so at the beginning of the year, you put your whips on, and then each month she calls 2 numbers, and you have a goal for each whip. And the goal might be stitch on it for 5 days, or it might be finish it.
Or do 1,000 stitches if you've got a big piece or something like that.
Yeah. So a lot of people said their rotation is driven by what's selected in WIPGO. Wow. So it may be days, it may be stitches, things like that. So yeah, so thanks a lot. And I just want to say again, thank you to everybody who says they're enjoying the question of the day. We have a good time.
Yeah, it's fun.
Really interacting with you guys and learning more about how other people stitch. So thanks a lot.
Super.
Oh, I just realized we didn't think of today's question of the day. So it'll be off the cuff. That's dangerous.
Oh dear. Okay. well, you had 2 last time, but we have to find that. Remember you had,
yeah. We'll find one at the end. Yeah.
We're a little more together this time, but not quite. Okay. Now we'll go on to other questions. Karen asked if we ever use ombre fabric in our quilting. I have some. I don't know that I've ever intentionally used it. Sometimes if you're looking for a certain color or something and you have an ombre piece, you may be able to pick a piece out of it. But I cannot show you a quilt where I did use ombre.
Specifically
and
used
for those who don't know, ombre, it starts out like light and it shades up to dark, and it's all, like all blues or all greens or reds or pinks or whatever. Yeah. And so
it's really pretty.
It's very pretty.
Gorgeous fabric.
Very pretty.
And I have made one quilt with ombre fabric, so maybe I'll bring that for the quilt of the week next time.
Oh, okay.
It's an optical illusion quilt, and you needed like blues, but you needed 3 varieties of blue. Well, I had some ombre fabric, so that was a perfect use for it. I love ombre fabric.
I do too.
I don't cut into it.
No. Yeah, I think I have a couple
bit.
pieces.
I don't have a ton, but I just don't cut into it.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
Why would you cut into it? It's too big.
I know. You just need to hang it on the wall like it is.
Okay, and April commented about mood rings and that she knows she's dating herself. Well, I'm right there with you, April, because I used to have a mood ring many, many moons ago.
And she did that as she was commenting about the question of the day, because she said she's moody. She
Yeah.
just picks on whatever she's in the mood for, and if she's not in the mood, she doesn't even stitch.
So yes, I understand mood rings.
Yeah.
I don't have mine anymore, but okay. Debbie asked if we bind quilts by hand or by machine. It depends.
Both.
Both.
I do
yeah,
both,
both.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was going to say it depends on what it is. Now, like if you're making a quilt that's going to go, say it's a donation quilt, then I would definitely bind it by machine because you know, lots of times people who get donation quilts don't necessarily take the same care of them as we would. Yeah. And so then you would bind it by machine, and that way it would be sturdy and it would hold up during washing and use and everything else. And especially if you're giving it to a teenager, oh my God, you know, then you definitely want to machine bind it. And then, but sometimes like for a baby quilt or just different, it depends on who the quilt's for.
It depends on the quilt and the recipient.
And how fast you have to get it done.
Yes, true. I have shifted to, I do almost all of my binding my machine.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of it that way now. Yeah.
Now, it's funny you say baby quilt, because for me, I always machine bind baby quilts, because I figure they're going to get puked on and everything, and they're going to get washed a lot.
Yes.
But yeah, I didn't machine bind in the beginning, but now it's almost every time I machine bind.
I do more machine binding than hand binding.
Yeah.
You know, there's only a certain number of days.
We got to stitch with our hands.
Yeah. Okay, and then Judy, please stop encouraging the hankering. I would appreciate it. She has not given up on that yet.
It wasn't just Judy, somebody else commented.
I know.
Too.
Well,
Thank you all.
Yes, I believe there was somebody from New Jersey who hankers.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I'm from New Jersey. Tell me where you're from, but I'm from Englewood, and we didn't hanker there.
Nobody in Englewood is hankering.
We don't hanker there. So, yeah. God. And Carolyn, the yarn for the preemie quilts. Oh, I was going to grab that. Quilt.
Maybe we can bring it back.
We'll bring it back and show it.
Yeah.
That was a kit that came, and I honestly made it a couple of years ago, and we'll show you. It's really cute. Later, it came with a little stuffed animal, and I don't think I have the band that told what fabric was, what the yarn was, but I'm sure if you went to a yarn shop or one of, like Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby, a big box store, you could find they have some beautiful soft baby yarns.
Yeah.
And that would work. I'm also using up some of my sock yarn because that's pretty soft.
For the preemie hats. That's a good idea.
Preemie hats, yeah. They're going to be interesting colors, but they'll be bright.
One of them will be like that neon green that you bought.
Oh, yeah. I love that. I love those socks.
But somebody will love that.
I know.
Somebody will be a bright person
and
love a baby.
They're great.
I do too.
Okay. And Karen, I have to tell you, I am jealous. She said that she is retired now, and her husband said she cooked for 40 years, so now he's going to cook for 40 years. Darn, my son told me that if my husband cooked, I would die. So, and also, as Jennifer pointed out, if my husband cooked, every night we would have either a sweet potato, a baked sweet potato, a baked potato, hot dogs, and Brussels sprouts. And sweet potatoes and Brussels sprouts make me gag. So at least I lose some weight. But so I'm jealous, Karen. And, anytime you want to send him over for a couple days, I'd love it.
And I told Karen I thought it was a great idea, but my husband actually does the cooking. So I realized, oh, wait, that means I'd have to do the cooking. So never mind. I'm not telling him about that.
Okay. And Stonehouse Stitching asked if sulky could be used with DMC. Yeah. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
It's, especially when you're doing some different patterns that they call, if you use some fuzzy floss, or you use some sparkly stuff, it would just be another mix in.
Yeah. I think if you're going to look at it right up close, you would see the difference. But anything that's a foot away from you, you're not going to notice a big difference. Why not try it? Yeah. Try it on something small and see how it looks. Yeah. Let us know if you do.
Yes. Yeah. And also remember that if you're the stitcher, you're the one who's going to look at it and say, whereas somebody else will say, oh, that's really neat. Lovely. And you don't have to say, well, I used two different kinds of floss.
Yeah.
You don't
we all tend to point out those
design elements, guys. Yes. Design elements. Okay, then Jane asked, is the princess going to frame her diamond paintings?
Maybe. Someday. That's not a priority for her. She just loves doing them. I think other people call it being like a process stitcher. She's a process diamond painter. She just loves doing it. She doesn't necessarily need them framed, but
and she doesn't have the money to frame them.
No,
that's the other thing.
I think most of them are standard sizes.
Okay,
so
but still,
yeah, we could check.
You know,
maybe that'll be a good Christmas present for her.
Oh, that's right, some framing. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good because she's not going to pay for that.
Yeah.
Okay, Maureen, you're also from New Jersey. You're the one from New Jersey who uses hankering. Stop it. Okay, and then you asked what was the draw for stitchers in Shipshewana?
Or just the draw to Shipshewana. Yeah.
It's an Amish community. Yeah. It's a great opportunity to see the way they live, and they're most of them are very friendly and helpful. And then there's a great shopping area up there, and there's one building called the Mercantile, which is three stories, and there's Lolly's, the quilt store, on the first floor, which is wonderful, and then JoJo's
Pretzels,
which has
is
pretzels,
also wonderful.
where Jennifer gets a card filled almost every time we're up there. You know, one of those punch cards, so you have to buy like 10. And then there's some clothing stores. There's just different stores. And then there are other shops around the Mercantile in freestanding buildings, you know, little houses or something like that. And also there's a store called Yoder's, which is a department store. It really is. It's one story, but they have a great selection of shoes. Oh my gosh, they've got great shoes.
Several people on retreat bought shoes there. Yeah.
And then they have a really good fabric department. And they have like a hardware store, houseware store, clothing and everything. So it's neat to go up there. And then there's E&S, which is the bulk food store, where we go buy cherry sours and dark chocolate melted balls. And then every time we go, they give us a little coupon book, and we get a free bag of Amish noodles, which are really good. And
but I think, in general, I think the draw is. It's a nice place to go. There's good shopping. There's 2 good quilt shops. There are 2 hotels that have big conference rooms. So that's why a lot of quilters go there. It's kind of central for people from Michigan, Chicago, Indianapolis. You know, it's a couple of hours from each big place. And so I think that's what the draw is. It's one of those places, like, people go for a weekend and they camp or they stay in a hotel and they just do a little shopping, a little eating, a little learning about the Amish and Mennonite lifestyles. So,
and we're very fortunate. We go on the fall retreat, we go to a dinner on an Amish farm. Yeah. And we've gotten to know the family because we've gone there several times. And they're lovely people. And Elaine is the mom, and she and her son run the restaurant business. It's basically a restaurant. They have a large room where they good guys kitchen, and then they serve. And they that's their job, and they do very well at it. And the one year we were up there, we were talking to her and asked her if she'd like to come visit our retreat. And she said, yes, but, you know, she was cooking the next day. She had somebody coming. So it turned out that the next year she was free. So we went over and picked her up and brought her over. And when I picked her up, she had her purse and her notebook and her pencil. And she had her pen. And she was standing in her driveway ready to go. And what was she there? Probably 2-3 hours at least. Yeah. And she came over to me at one point, because we have 95 people there. Yeah. And she went around the room and talked to everybody. Everyone. And she came back and she said, I learned so much. She said, this was wonderful. But she said, I think I need to go home. I don't think my husband thought I would be gone this long.
It was great.
So we took her home, but she's a sweet lady, and the family is so nice, and we've gotten to know the grandchildren and everything. And so there's a lot to do in Shipshewana. You don't have to be a quilter to go there.
I feel like there's places like this all over the country that's kind of just a quaint little town where you can go and shop. And for us, they have quilt shops there, but you know, it's just a neat place to go. So.
And there was a question the last time about, are there crusted shops in Shipshewana? And we said no. Well, actually, we went into Yoder's, and they have a small section. Very small, probably the size of this table, which is about 4 feet across. But they've got some DMC floss, and they've got a few patterns. Yeah. I don't remember seeing fabric.
No.
I don't know that they had fabric, but they had some patterns.
It was mostly Lori Holt, Be in My Bonnet. So.
Yeah. But they had DMC floss and everything. Yeah. So there's a little tiny bit. Yeah, but not enough that you'd say, I'm going to Shipshewana for cross stitch. No, definitely not. Okay. And Brian wanted to know where you purchased the purple flower needle minder on the Graveyard Goblins.
Yeah, I did not purchase it, Brian. It was a gift from Peggy at our quilt retreat. She brought it, and she gave a purple one to me and a gray one to Mom. So thank you, Peggy, if you're watching.
Where's my gray one? We'll show them the gray one.
Yeah. There's the gray one.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yep.
Really pretty. So, okay, and then what is a berry? It's a cross stitch piece that
it's
looks
just
like a strawberry
finishing style.
And we have some patterns in our haul that we got because we're going to have a berry sow, haha. And so we're getting there. We got our patterns. Well, we haven't chosen them yet, but we have several patterns. So we'll show you that in a minute.
Yeah.
And then the diamond painting storage case. I looked online and I saw something very similar at Amazon. So that would be a place to look.
Good.
So that's our questions.
All right, let's get into some stitching. They've been watching for a while. I'll start with a couple whips. So I shared last time. Oh, I don't have my backboard thing. We'll be right back. Okay, got it. So I did Stitch Mania through the month of May, and I picked 10 different projects to work on and worked on them each for 3 days. 5 were whips and 5 were new starts. So I'll show you my whips first. This is Dahlia, a Mill Hill kit. And this one I wound up stitching 4 days on because when I went down to my cousin's, I couldn't see anything without a magnifier except for the Mill Hill kit. So I made a little bit more progress on this. Since you guys saw it last time, I really like that you're starting to see, the outline of the flower petals. So that is coming along well. That will be going on my Girl Scout trip with me because, again, no magnifier will be going. So that will be the one that I work on that week. And then my second whip is a Dimensions Gold Collection Petite kit called Weekend in Paris. And I started this one back in the spring. So I focused, when I worked on it this time, pretty much all up here. And I made a lot of great progress. It really is, I think, pretty much a full coverage piece. So I really worked on filling in that top section and starting to put in the weekend letters. So
you have to get some red in there to get that color in.
I know.
It's a little blah.
It's a little blah right now, but it'll pop when I get some of that red in it. So that was that. And then my third whip, stuck to something else, the needle is Winter Bell Pull by Tiny Modernist. And this one, I think it was my New Year's Day start this year.
I think it was.
And I worked on this one for 2 days in May and then the first day of June as well. And this is on 28 count Picture This Plus Gossamer. And the funny thing is, on the last day of May, I was stitching away. We were watching a TV show and the power went out. So I had a very abrupt end to Stitch Mania. But I picked up under the word winter, and this is like a snow globe. And I'll come up close so you can see that. And my Biltmore needle minder is from my friend Beth. We went there for her birthday last year, and she bought that. It was a pin, and she made it into a needle minder. I love it. So, so right here is the halfway point where the little spot between the leaves is. A heart goes in there. It's supposed to be a white heart, but my white is not showing up great on this fabric, so I'm probably going to make it a pink heart. But happy with our progress, and really happy that I have the border done all the way as far as that. Yeah. Do you have any whips?
Yes, I do.
My others are new starts. So, yeah.
Oh, well, I have.
Go ahead.
Let's see. All right. You may remember that I started this Santa Claus, and I've been showing him, not Santa Claus, sorry, Snowman. I've been showing him on Instagram, and we had a little discussion the last time about if you're, too bad I didn't get this out first, it's stuck, that if you're going to use something that is going to require more than one skein of floss to buy them both at the same time. So, okay, this is my pattern. It's called Let It Snow by Heart and Hand. And I've made good progress on it. I thought I might finish it, but I want to show you that I started with dirty snow, and I decided to change and make him with white, clean snow, known as I had some fabric, some floss at home, and I just picked up another one, and I put them together, and I thought, oh, they look fine. Guess what? So there's your lesson. Do as I say, not as I do.
He's still pretty cute.
Yeah, he's still cute.
Yeah.
And he's going to be fine.
Yep.
And I don't know, maybe I'll put flowers in front of him or a dog peeing on him to make him turn yellow. I don't know, we'll see. But, and then I have, this is a whip in progress. I'm working on the Just Nan, what's he called? Stitchy Witchy Mouse. and I got all the stitching done, and I was putting it together, but I didn't quite get him finished to show you. But so here, oh, he probably should be against the back. Here he is. He's a little tiny guy, and there's the cat and his head. So, well, hopefully I'll get him finished in a couple days, and then you'll see a better picture of him. But yeah, so
Good.
that's
your whips.
I think so.
And you had a new start.
And I have a new start.
Yeah.
And this one is a shop sample. And see, the trouble is, I really wanted to work on this. So I kind of put the snowman and the mouse aside, and a lot of the other things I was supposed to be doing. And I started, and this is Erica Michael, and it's called Reindeer Games. And you know who loves it, because she loves reindeer. And so I started it last Tuesday night, and I took it to Stitch Group with me and everything. So here it is. This is as far as I've gotten, and it's so much fun. So last night I was up here supposed to be straightening up for us to film today, and instead I was stitching.
Really
so
cool.
I really like it.
I think it's going to go fast.
It is, because, you know, I love letters. I love letters, and they're just whipping along. I mean, I got so much done on Wednesday at Stitch Group that, I think it's going to be very quick.
And you're stitching that on 20 count.
Yes.
Vintage Country Mocha Ada.
Yeah. This calls really for a 40 count straw linen from Weeks Dye Works, but we didn't have that, so we got the 20 count, and so it's fine. And it's over one over one. One thread over. So it's going very quickly.
That looks like 2 threads. Oh no.
No, it isn't. It's one. It's one. I've been good. It's one.
Excellent.
So so that's my whips. I think if I have any others, whatever.
You've been working on the snowman a lot.
Yeah, I've been trying to finish him up, and there's a lot of stitching. You know, he doesn't look like he's really big, but boy, that white takes a long time. Anytime you have a full coverage.
A big fill-in.
Yeah.
All right, and then I had 2 new starts. To share from Stitch Mania. And so the first one is the Lizzie Kate freebie, Be Kind, Be Happy, Be Well. And I'll show you, I've changed quite a few of the colors here into colors that just worked better with my fabric. And this is a fabric that I got somewhere in a sale table, because it was marked down. It's a 32 count, I think Violet Mist was the name of it. And it's a purple.
It's a lavender.
It's a lavender, like a real light purple.
Lavender.
So I changed up the colors. Lavender's still purple. She doesn't like purple. So I changed up the colors a little bit to go better on this linen. And this is going to be one of my inspirational stitches. And it's funny you mentioned the fill-in, because around the letter B, see how that dark, the dark tan, it's all there. And this is a Lizzie Kate freebie that she created early in the pandemic, and we will put a link to that.
It's from 2020, so it's still
at the bottom. So still easy to get, and it just a super cute stitch. So yes.
How many of your inspirational stitches do you have done?
4, I think.
And how many do you need?
6.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yes,
it's only May. You got another year.
I have another year, yes.
Yeah.
And then my other new start is from Crabapple Hill, and this is an embroidery project called, I guess it's just called Autumn Sampler. And I have had this for ages.
Hold on, a little closer.
And when we went on our mother-daughter trip last year? No, 2020.
Before my surgery.
Anyway. 2020, we did our mother-daughter trip, right? Anyway.
No, 21.
Okay. I got all the wool to do with this, and then I did the what do you call it? Tracing, and then it didn't work. Anyway, there were some complications. So I retraced it.
Operator error.
Yes. And so this is all traced, and you can see I started on 3 flowers, this one, and this one. And that was my 3 days in Stitch Mania. So I did a flower each day. And this was my whip while we were at retreat. So I didn't have a ton of stitching time. But what you wind up doing is filling in with wool pieces in some places. And these are all the colors that are going to go into it. Hard to kind of show them.
Spread them out.
A really pretty fall color palette.
It's a very pretty fall palette.
So yes, I am looking forward to getting back to this one. So that's my second new start for this part of Stitch Mania. So that was my 5 projects from this time, and then I shared 5 projects last time, and it was fun. Again, I really enjoyed having that 3-day rotation through Stitch Mania. So
what's that one?
That's a haul.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
and so that's all our whips.
Yeah.
You have an FFO.
I have an FFO.
Yeah.
This I stitched, I can't tell you when, but again, the other time when we were up here on my cutting table, somebody said, you need to finish this before the next film. So here it is. And it's fun. And I finished it where I sewed all around the pillow and then cut an X in the back. And then I just took this fabric,
stuffed it through that X.
I stuffed it through the X and then took the fabric and just
Fused
a piece
it.
of wonder under, fused it on, and then I put my initials there. So
Yeah.
we all know when I did it. So
Do you have any memory that looks like a Lizzie Kate?
it is a Lizzie Kate.
Yeah.
It is a Lizzie Kate. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Show it again.
Oh,
It's
okay.
really cute.
It's cute.
Yeah. Pull it back so they can see
Okay.
the whole
So,
pillow.
Whole pillow, yeah.
And those are just fabrics you had in your stash.
Actually, they're left over from that layer cake that I can't remember what I used
Oh,
it for.
that you
you told me
for
to
a
use.
quilt? Yeah. Nice.
Can't remember what I used it for, but yeah, it's left over
Yeah.
from layer cake.
Great.
So that's my only FFO.
Yeah.
But we have quilt stuff that
Yes.
is kind of FFO.
We were busy quilting.
Okay, then haul.
Haul. Mine is quick and easy.
Yeah, I have to use
I
that.
have 3 New Weeks Dye Works colors to go with Eric Michael's Stitch All the Things. And this is the berry that I'm going to make. So I am going to start my berry before I go on my trip. It won't get finished. Well, I don't know. It might be fast. You stitch it on 30 count linen, and I know I have some 30 count in my stash. So I'm looking forward to it. And Mom, the day it came into the shop, Mom was there. She texted me. And I said, oh, what colors do I need? So I ran downstairs at lunch and checked what colors I had. And the 3 that I just showed you are the 3 that I need to stitch this. So I think I'm probably going to wind up stitching the berry and the pillow because I love this.
They're really cute.
Yeah. So that's my haul. Oh, and Brian, there's a berry. So that's you stitch on the linen, and then the way you finish it is you finish it into a berry. So, yeah.
And then, again, since I work in the shop and I
weren't
do a lot of the ordering, I was like, okay, I added a few things on the order, but I wrote them down. They're
not
mine.
for the shop.
They're not for the shop. Okay, this is an Erica Michaels. I've gotten into collecting berries now. There you go, Brian. There's 3 of them. This is called Autumn, and I may do one of these. We'll see.
Let me see.
Okay, that's that one.
Oh, I may do one of
And
those
then
too.
this
That's
is
cute.
Peaceful Woodlands by Erica Michaels. 2 berries, but I also like the stitch piece, the big piece, yeah. So that's also I got. And then I was watching Cornhusker State Stitchers. Thanks, ladies. Especially you, Jamie. And so now I have the Christmas Town,
Tiny Town.
Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. And I'll turn it that way. And it's so cute. So, yeah, I got that. And they also have a patriotic one, which I think I found. I'm going to probably order it.
A flower one. It's called Blooming Tiny Town.
Blooming
and she
yeah.
said there's more of these coming out.
Yeah, oh dear. Okay. And this is from the Scarlet House. I just thought these were neat. No berries, but little pillows. And so
I like that.
I know, I told you, working in the shop is not good when I'm ordering.
That would be good for our exchange at our retreat.
Yes, it would.
They would.
Yes, it would.
Yes.
Isn't that pretty?
Nice.
So I got that. And then I've been looking around for something to put all these wonderful things that I'm intending to make, which, we'll see how long that lasts. I was in Target the other day, and I got this basket at the taller spot. Okay? It's not huge. It's probably...
Get your pillow, and we'll put your pillow in it to show kind of size-wise.
Here's my pillow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to stack several pillows in there, several pieces, berries and pillows, and, we'll see if they come up with baby berries or baby pillows.
It's like 1.5 inches deep.
Yeah.
It's not very deep at
It was
all.
$5 at the
Maybe
Target
8
dollar
inches
spot.
across.
So you know who is going over. We're going over after we film.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I want one. And
then we can go to our favorite lunch place, Chewy's.
Yeah. Ooh, haven't been there in a while.
Yeah.
Okay, then the last time I don't think we showed you, but Jenna and I were making a gift for her teachers. And it was
we can insert a picture. You made it after we filmed.
We made it
the
after we
video.
filmed, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll
That's why
put a
we can
picture
show.
in here.
Yeah.
Credit card holders.
It's a credit card holder and it's a key ring. And it's one of those things where, I bought that huge bag of hooks because I was saving money. But anyway, in following that video from Embroidery Garden, she had this stuffing tool that she used. So, of course, I had to immediately order it. And this came from sewingmachinesplus.com, and it's called a precision turning tool. So, where's you're writing on it.
Oh, sorry. I was making a note to put that picture in.
So, here's the precision turning tool. What I like about it is it's long, so it'll go into a big piece. But let me see if I can get it up close enough. See, the tip is rounded. So that means
it's not pointy.
It's not pointy. So like instead of using a pencil or a pair of scissors or something, it's not going to go through your corners. So this came from there, and it's a good size.
So
it's a
how
good
much
weight.
was it? Was it expensive?
I want to say it was under $10. But
wow.
I can't remember.
Nice.
But yeah, we can put a link to that.
I like that it has a long handle.
That's the best part.
You can really get into a wallet or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I used it with this.
You can poke something with it.
Yeah. I used it with this, and I got up into my corners and everything.
Oh, that's great. I wouldn't even.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why I bought it.
Or stuff.
And also for the one we did, which we'll insert the picture of.
Yeah. RNK turning tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll put a link to that on there.
Great.
So that was my haul, and I was pretty good actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been behaving.
All right.
Sort of.
But good. Well, I think that's all our stitching stuff. So now we need to come up with the question of the day. Do you have one you want to ask?
A question of the day.
And then we'll pause and go to quilting. But if people are not quilters and they don't want to watch that part.
Yeah. I'm thinking. Oh, fudge. What was it the last time? Remember you had 2 on there.
I know. I don't remember.
I don't either. We'd have to look it up.
What do you want to know? It doesn't have to be a statistics
How long have you been stitching?
Oh, yeah.
How long have you been stitching? I started when my son was in kindergarten, and he's now 50. So that tells you I'm more than 20.
I started, I think, in
high school.
Probably around middle school. I think 4th grade. I did a tiny little bit. And then it was really middle school.
Yeah.
It was really middle school that I started.
She'd come home from school and we'd watch Jeopardy.
Oprah. We watched Oprah and Jeopardy.
And we would
every afternoon, and we would stitch.
We would stitch.
And you know what's funny? I remember in those years, sometimes you would fall asleep on the couch.
No.
And I was like, man, she falls asleep all the time. Now I fall asleep on the couch almost every night. What comes around goes around, right?
Yes, okay.
Okay, so that's all the stitching. So tell us below how long you've been stitching. And I know a lot of people have said they did it a long time ago and they're just back to us. So let us know about that too, like how long you were away and when you came back. And I'll figure out a way to make some statistics out of it.
Oh, I'm sure you will. I have no doubt. I have no doubt.
All righty.
Okay.
We'll pause again and we'll be right. Oh, what?
Actually, I have one thing that's not retreat related.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but it's a finish. My friend Pam gave me this fabric, which is so cute. It's yarn balls, and it's got little sheep.
They're sheep.
They're sheep. And so I made a knitting bag out of it, and I love it. And it was.
Is that the yarn from the preemie quilt?
Yes, it is. But I don't have a name for it.
Oh, you don't have the name.
No, I don't have a name.
She has all her goodies.
My yarns, my knitting is in there, but I love it. It's just
it was
perfect.
It was pre-quilted, right?
It was pre-quilted, so I just boxed the corners, and it was so easy to do.
Such a cute bag.
And I used fabric that I had to make the handles and the binding at the top, and I got it done in one night.
That's awesome.
There was nothing to do. I mean, it was just sew up the sides, box the corners, and bind
put the binding
put the handles on.
Yeah.
So
nice.
So that's done. Yay.
Okay. Be right back with our retreat stuff. Surprise!
We're back.
We have a new quilt to show you. So this was my first finish at retreat. It is called Purple Haze, and it is from the book called Florographics. And I think we told you before about our friend Lois, who passed away and left me all her fabric and her UFOs. And this was one of her UFOs.
59.
Yes, UFOs. And this was one of them, and I had quilted it leading up to retreat, and so I took it with me on retreat, and I put the binding on, and it really shows well on here, the contrast. It's better on the camera even than in person, but we're really close to it too.
And we have a picture, a full-size picture we'll insert, because it's big. You can't possibly see the whole thing.
It's probably queen size. Definitely full size.
Definitely a full.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
a queen.
full.
We'll see. We'll lay it over the queen bed in your guest room and see if it fits. But yeah, so this one is done, and this one is actually going to be donated. My cousin one of my cousins who I just visited works for a nonprofit called Youth First, and they have an auction each year. And so next year is actually their 25th anniversary. And so this is going to be donated to their auction. So I will let you know when that happens, because they also allow online bidding.
Yes.
So the proceeds from this one will go to support that great foundation that
they work.
Gives
they work
services.
with children. They have services. They have people that work in the schools with the school staff.
Mental health and counseling services for kids. So
and they're pretty much all through Indiana.
Yeah.
Or Southern Indiana.
Yeah. So. So that was exciting to get one more of Lois's UFOs finished up.
Yes, we've done over half.
Oh, way more than half.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
All right. And then do you want to share what you want to do these first?
Yeah. Let's do these. Okay. Then I picked this pattern up at Back Door in Greenwood. Yeah. And it's called the Peacekeeper. Well, it's called the Peacekeeper, and it's just another project bag. So we each did that. And
ta-da!
That's hers and that's mine. Guess what? Mine has snowman.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the handle, so I took it off.
And
I didn't like the way it looked.
Of mine.
And then the back of mine is the red.
Yeah.
And then
so my fabric is from a fat quarter bundle I got years and years ago. It was an early Bonnie and Camille fabric. And I made a purse out of it, and I had some fabric left. So this pattern takes 3 fat quarters. You don't use all of them. You use the most of this one. And then a 20-inch zipper.
Yeah, I think so.
And mesh.
Mesh.
So, yeah, the only thing I'm not sure if it'll be good, there's what the mesh looks like, if it'll be good for cross-stitch projects, because, like, scissors may poke through it and stuff.
It's meshy.
I don't know. We'll use it. We'll find a way to use it. So, that was fun. It was a fun project.
And my fabric was out of my stash. The snowman fabric is from Terry Dagencole of Whimsicals. I used to work for her, and so I have a lot of her fabric, and I thought this was perfect.
Yeah.
So we got those done.
And then we were having so much fun making bags that we made a second one. And this is one that we picked up last year. So if you were watching us last year, this was in haul at one point. It was a pre-printed batting panel, and you make this bag out of it with 20 strips from a jelly roll, which is a grouping of 2-inch strips, and then fabric for the interior. And so
2.5-inch strips.
2.5 inch. Here are our bags.
That's our bags.
Yeah.
And everything is made out of the jelly roll, except the lining. The lining. Yeah, my lining was the light gray.
So I have a multicolored batik as my lining.
But they're a good size.
They're awesome tote bags. This would be great to take to a retreat to throw, 5 or 6 projects in.
Yeah, I did that. Actually, I took this to Workday my stitching group the other day, and I had like 3 or 4 different project bags.
Yeah.
And it's fine. It's a really good size.
And I loved it so much that I went and bought another bag. Not this exact one, but one very similar.
Yes.
So I'm going to make another one. It's a great bag.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And I had this jelly roll for a long time. This jelly roll came from Lois too. It was some of the fabric.
It's beautiful.
That I got.
So bright.
Yeah.
Mine I bought last year.
And there's enough to make a second bag.
Yeah.
With the same jelly roll.
Yeah. I bought my jelly roll last year when we were on our way to retreat in the fall. And I bought it at Lowery's in Warsaw. And then I bought the lining in Goshen at... We'll figure out the name. The shop there.
We'll put it in the notes below.
Yes.
Yeah. And then my next project was a t-shirt quilt. And I won't show the whole thing because it's a gift for a recipient. Well, she knows I'm making it for her. It was her parents, a good friend of mine, her parents' t-shirts. So I did just... I had prepped all the t-shirts before we went to retreat, so I just did the sashing. And these are from her dad's pajama pants. So it's just a really fun quilt that has t-shirts, sweatshirts, that belonged to her parents. Yeah, I'll get the threads off later.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, so that's it'll be like a lap size.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah.
Really neat.
So that was fun, and now I need to make it back and quilt that one and get that ready for Christmas.
Okay, and the other thing I made is I saw it on Facebook, obviously, where you see everything. I think it was on Facebook. But this is a holder for a pint-size ice cream container. And so
that's some smart thinking.
Yeah.
So your hand doesn't get too cold.
Yeah, so your hand doesn't get too cold.
Pint.
So I have made 5 of these because there was a family in our neighborhood when our kids were little, and I know the mom real well, and the daughter, who I still think of as a kid, although she's now a math teacher, has
she's
2 children of her own.
Younger than I am.
And she's, and so I guess maybe I shared the link, and she said, oh, that would be neat for my bluebell. So I made 5 of these. So I made one for each, for her husband and her 2 boys and herself, and then I made this one for her mom. So I'm going to send them off now that I've shown them to you guys. Yeah. But they were fun. They were quick. And
they weren't quick.
They weren't quick because
the first one was not quick because the directions were kind of tough.
Yeah. But once I got going, I was fine. And again, scrap fabric. I used up all this fabric out of my stash. So that was really nice. So so you don't have to see all the other 4 are like this, the other 3. So that's what, and then I had, we showed you the quilt top that I had. That was a challenge
at the beginning.
Challenge from Stephanie to use a tool that you had bought and said, oh, I love it, and then you put it away and never used it. And it was the one that had the stars on it and the bright floral border, and the flowers are in the middle, and you'll recognize it when you see it. But anyway, I took that to retreat with me, and I took the leftover fabric, and on Sunday morning I made the back for it. And at retreat, they had a few door prizes, and I won a pack of batting. So it was really great. I took the backing and the top and the batting, and I gave it to my friend Pam, and she's going to quilt it for me. So it'll be, and I even made the binding. It's all done.
Yes,
it's just sitting here
waiting.
So it'll be one of my quilt of the day, and hopefully the next couple months. So that was exciting.
And I won a door prize too, and I can't remember
what did you win. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Several of us won door prizes.
Yeah,
we did really well.
It was a good door prize year. And then my last project, I think I showed you this before. This quilt, I can't remember the name of it. Color Love from the Many Wonderful Curves book by So Kind of Wonderful. And I used the Layer Cake Indigo Garden by Heather Peterson. Whoops. And this is what's left, so there's still a fair amount left.
Turn around and show them the back. That has all the different colors
that has all the colors. And I finished the quilt top on Sunday morning.
Yep.
You want to take that side of it?
Yeah.
And there it is. And I'll put a picture of it in as well.
It's really pretty.
So
really pretty.
It's really pretty. I'm not happy with this very top piece. So I'm going to have to change that out, do a little bit of surgery, and see what I can do, because it's all, not ombre, but color graded from light to darker colors as it goes down. And so I can't just slap something in there. I have to figure out what I can do to adjust. Yeah, we'll find something that works. Yeah. So, but that was super fun finish. This is, I think, the 5th quilt that I've made at this retreat with the curve ruler. Yeah. I've never made one at home, but I made a bunch at the retreat, so I have a good time making them. Yes. So so those were my retreat projects. And since then, I have been downstairs to unpack, and that's it. I haven't done any sewing since then, but I got to get back to it. I think what I will probably do is sit down with that and start to take the pieces out. I'm going to try and go in surgically and remove them so I don't have to take apart the whole top half of the quilt, but we'll see. You should be able to do that. It should be. Okay, and it just came to me. I got the lining for my bag at Calico Point in Goshen, which is a really nice shop. They've got some really nice fabric, and they sell machines and stuff. Good. We stopped there last time. We didn't. This time we didn't stop because it was raining. We did go. We had lunch at Harry's Copper Kettle, Harry's old kettle.
Old kettle, not Dirty Harry's. But they did have a sandwich.
It will ever be known as Dirty Harry's in my head now.
But they did have a sandwich called Dirty Harry. So,
They
okay,
did.
see, I wasn't far off.
Yeah.
Never far off much. But so anyway, we stopped there for lunch. And as we came out, we got in the car and the sky opened up.
Yeah.
So we...
so no stops.
No stops. We just decided we would
retreat.
just swim all the way rather than stop and have to go in and spend more money. So we got there and we got set up and we had a great time. It was really fun. It was so nice. We saw one friend that we haven't seen in a couple of years because of COVID. And
we met new friends.
New
people that came to the retreat.
And
Paula's
it was
friends.
so great to meet, Paula's friends from Illinois that came. And our
Flosstube friends.
Yes, and our Flosstube friends. That was great to meet you guys. It's always neat to meet people in person.
And the most fun thing, like you said, there's about 90 people at the retreat, 90 women. We haven't had a man yet. 90 people at the retreat. And just walking around and seeing what everybody's working on. It's always so interesting to see the different ways people set up their area, what machines they're working on. I forgot my entire box of feet and, supplies and tools for my machine. And so I didn't have my foot that allows me to quilt, and the both bags that we made, I needed it for. So I wandered around and I found a lady who had that foot. Had the same machine I have, and I asked her, can I please borrow your quilting foot? And she let me borrow it for the day, and it was great. And so I got that done, and I just delivered it back to her with a nice little thank you note in the evening. So,
and it's really neat because, like my friend Paula, I sat around and said, does anybody have any white thread? Because I needed white thread. And of course I had 3 spools of gray with me for some unknown reason. And so Paula said, here. And gave it to me. So that was really nice. And it's just, a lot of sharing. You can go, they have a microphone because we do introductions and everything. So sometimes if you need something, you can go up there and say, hey, does anybody have that I could borrow, or can I buy from you, or something like that? And it really works out well. Everybody's so willing to share, or they'll say, oh, but I saw this at Yoder's, or I saw it at Lolly's. So if you need a bigger piece or whatever, that's where I got it.
Or they'll tell us where to go to get good pie, or the announcements are great.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes.
Alrighty.
You definitely want to try the pies when you're in Amish country. Oh my God. So Bob Andy pie is so good. Yes. But that's a whole nother story. Yeah. So
look it up. Bob Andy pie.
Yeah.
It's very tasty. Alrighty. Well, I think that's everything for today.
Well, there's our question of the day.
Oh, well, next time. It's on the back. I like the question you came up with. That's a good question. Okay. Alrighty. So 3 weeks from now, I'll have stories to tell you from the trip. If I have permission, I will have some pictures to share. Because with the girls the age they are, I always ask their permission to share. But you might watch on Instagram, and I'll probably post a few things along the way. You may see backs of heads and things like that, but really
or them all glued to their phones.
But yes, that too. So
for sure.
Yeah. But we'll be in full swing for summer then, and hopefully we'll both be stitching on some berries.
Yeah, definitely. When I get through my reindeer games, and that's well, I thought there is a berry there too. There is a berry there, so I may wind up doing a reindeer
all
berry.
kinds of berries you can stitch.
Yes,
all kinds of choices.
Please follow us on Instagram. She's at Jen Quilter. I am at Grand Stitches, and she has a blog that she does much more regularly than I do, pretty much, and that's the Quilting Moms blog at blogspot.com. And I hope you enjoyed this. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We would love to have you subscribe. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Yes. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.